Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather. I am a styling, skincare, hair care, self-care enthusiast. I don't have any training in anything. I just have people ask me questions sometimes, so I decided to start a YouTube channel just to share my thoughts and what I know. So today what I wanted to talk about is a couple of different ways to get heatless curls in your hair. So you might notice that my hair looks a little different today. It's not perfect, as you can see, but I tried a new heatless curl technique yesterday and I wanted to tell you all about it. So the techniques that I'm going to be talking about, the experience that I've had, my hair is basically like 2B hair. You'll see these, there's these charts that talk about like 2A through C, 3A through C, and 4A through C. So the things I'm going to be talking about are things that work for me as somebody with like 2B, 2C hair, right? So my hair, it's pretty wavy, but I've mentioned before, I have a lot of different textures in my hair. Like back here, it's super duper wavy. In the front, it's almost straight. I have a layer under here that's almost straight. It's very weird. So just an FYI, these are techniques that work on me with that type of hair. So the first thing that I want to recommend that you do, if you have hair like mine, it's thick, it's coarse, it is layered, but it hasn't always been layered. I would try to teach yourself how to French braid. And so I know that seems like a really daunting task. I remember being like, I don't know, 10 or 11, and I sat in the corner of my parents' couch. That wasn't a corner. I sat in the corner of my parents' couch with my arms propped on either side of the corner, and I just I visualized, okay, what does a braid look like? And I made myself figure out how to do it. So once I knew how to do that, by the way, the first time it looked awful. But I figured out how to do that. And then what I would do is I would wash my hair in the morning and I would put it in 2 French braid pigtails. And then the next day I would take it out. It would be mostly dry. It wouldn't be entirely dry because my hair takes forever to dry. And then I took that out and it would be really pretty and wavy that day. And so it was really easy for me, an easy way for me to do my hair. For a long time, I straightened my hair because I didn't know what to do with it. I thought straight hair was better. And I actually really like my wavy hair now. I don't feel like myself when I have straight hair. Not that there's anything wrong with straight hair. It's just not what I have, So when you take your hair out of the braids, this is what it would look like for me. So this is me. I think I'm a senior in high school. And so there's some highlights in my hair in the front, but all the sort of goldish reddish pieces in there, that was my natural color at the time. It's gotten blonder and redder as I've gotten older. It's very weird. But I really like the texture that makes when I took my hair out of the braids. So if you're looking for a hair skill to learn, that's absolutely the #1 hair skill that I can encourage anybody that has hair that can be braided. I would try to teach yourself how to French braid because it's so incredibly useful. And then you see some of those tutorials where you get a little tiny ponytail with one of those clear elastics, and then they take hair from around it like this, and then they do the elastic again. So it starts to look like a braid, but that takes so much time, I just think it's easier to actually learn how to braid. So I would really encourage everybody to try to do that. I know it's difficult. I know it's those sort of motor skills that don't come easily to everybody, but I would definitely recommend it if you have the type of hair that can be braided. So another way to get heatless curls and waves is going to be these curling rod things. So these guys have been all over Facebook and Instagram. I want to say this is in between $12 and $18 or something is what I paid for this. And so you have these in different sizes. I've heard these are actually really good for level 4 hair, so 4A, 4B, 4C, to get sort of slightly looser hair curl patterns. But for me, these didn't quite work for me because what you're supposed to do is, sort of go over your entire head and take a piece and we're gonna wrap it like this, right? Okay, so we wrap it, and then so the little ends that I'm holding with my pointer finger, I try to go under like this so it doesn't slip. But then what you have to do is you have to do this and try to keep that there on your head. So I actually did a pretty good job with that one. But then the other thing is you have to leave this in long enough for the curl to actually set. So you could use a hairdryer if you wanted to, but often they recommend that you sleep on it. I can't sleep with a head full of these things, honestly. And then what ends up happening is I didn't roll it as well as I rolled this one, and it starts to flop and go everywhere, and the hair just falls out of it. So even though these could work really well for some people, it might be user error. You see on all the Amazon reviews that everybody seems to love these, and they work really well for people and yada yada. This was not for me. I don't think it takes a pretty long time to do it. And it doesn't really stay on my head. And it was painful to sleep in. It was like actually painful for me to sleep in. So I have these. I might try to use them with a hairdryer, but to sleep in, I don't think that's the best idea. So now I'm going to get to what actually gave me the hair that I have today. So I had scrunched my hair a couple of days ago and let it dry, and it wasn't looking its best. And I figured, okay, I'm going to wash my hair tonight anyway. Tonight being like the day of the week it is. So yesterday, I was like, okay, I'm going to try this heatless curl thing that I've seen people do, and see if it works. Because worst case scenario is I just wash it out, right? So I actually think this worked relatively well. Some of it's user error, honestly, because this was the first time I was doing it. So you might have seen on Instagram or Facebook or somewhere, there's these like long, sort of soft satin-lined tube things. And so the kit comes with the tube thing and 2 scrunchies and like a hair clip. And so what you do is you clip the tube thing to the top of your head here, and then you pick up strands of hair and you wrap it around the tube, and then at the bottom you use the scrunchies to hold it there, and then you sleep on it or use a hairdryer for a minute. You don't need to buy that kit. You really don't. All you need is an over-the-knee sock, okay? This would also work with like a bathrobe tie. My bathrobe ties are actually like sewn onto the bathrobe, so I can't use those. But really, that's all you need. And so you could also use 2 socks. I think I didn't use 2 socks yet, but I think you could do it. And so here's what I did. I just sprayed my hair down with water since I already had a curly hair product in my hair. I didn't think I needed to add any more product into it. So then what I did is I put this up here and made it, it's like I'm the Virgin Mary or something. So, you put the sock on your head like this, make sure it's kind of equidistant, right? And so then you pick up a front piece and you wrap it around like that. And so then you pick up that same piece that you just had and you add your next piece and wrap that around. So the sock's getting away from me. Okay. Pick up the next piece, wrap it around. So do your best to try and grab the pieces that you've already wrapped and wrap them again, because I think that's going to make the curl go down the entire length of your hair. And so it's almost like it has some principles of a French braid to it, honestly, because you continue to take the hair that you've already taken and do something with it and wrap it around. So even with just this much sock left, I was able to do the rest of my hair, and I wrapped it around as tightly as I could around the sock. And then I used a hair tie to secure it to the end. It wasn't perfect. It had some pieces that were sticking out, but that's okay. And you'll notice the way I do this, it ends up going like back. And I think the reason for that is because I've been French braiding my own hair for so long, and I tend to French braid back. I don't French braid down. So that's why that looks like this on me. And so then I went through and I did the exact same thing on, look, it just spruced up the curls I have. So then I went back and I did the exact same thing on the other side. And then I tied the end. And then what was happening is it was sort of like, it almost looked like a Victorian hairdo. It was like very like fluffy, and you could kind of move the sock around a lot. And I was like, gee. So I turned the sock in the ends a little bit towards themselves. And so it tightened up everything that was curled around. And I got a scrunchie. And then I tied my 2 little pigtails that I had together on the back of my head with the scrunchie. So I am very easily distracted by hairstyles that I sleep in. As I mentioned, I didn't sleep well with these in at all. I've used a hair, like a bonnet before, to try and cut down some of the frizz that I get in my hair. I sleep with it in French braids all the time. I can't sleep with my hair in a ponytail. It hurts my head. It hurts the back of my head. I didn't even feel this whole sock contraption in my hair at all. It almost felt like I had shaved my head. It felt like I had no hair. Nothing was moving. Nothing was in my face. Nothing even came out of the twisty part. It was very strange. It was awesome, but it was very strange. So I was able to sleep really easily, and I took it out this morning, and this is pretty much what it looks like. So I think this side needs some work, as I mentioned. You can see the curl pattern. It's not exact, right? But this side, besides ignore the frizz, this side, for the most part, I think looks pretty darn good. So if I practice this a little bit more, I think this is going to become one of my sort of go-to hairstyles, because if I wash my hair at night and I let it mostly dry, 90%, and just sort of brush through it, then I put a little bit of hold product in it. I do the sock thing. In the morning, I wake up, bam, perfect hair. I think that'll be pretty awesome. So anyway, don't spend your money on those like Instagram ads for the, hair bouncy curly thing. just get a sock. And if you don't have a sock, you can very easily go to a thrift store and find like an old pair of leggings. Or if you want smaller curls, you could even do like pantyhose. That would be really small curls. Or you can get a t-shirt and cut it up. Like you literally just need a long piece of fabric that is 3-ish, 4-ish feet long. That's it. And some hair ties, right? So I hope this helps somebody. I would love to see if you all do this to your hair as well. I'd love to see the results that you get. And if there's anything I can answer for you, of course, put it down in the question box below. Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.